Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night, everyone. In this night, we will presentation about tourism in Indonesia. Our member is Hafiz Badril Ijul Haq, Rizky Taufik Ismail, Rahman Nur Fitriani, Muhammad Habis Yundi, and Renita Afni Sukandar. Oh yeah, Indonesia has a lot of amazing tourism. For example, there is adventure tourism, cultural tourism, ecotourism, educational tourism, and gap year tourism. All of these are found in almost all cities in Indonesia, some of which we will explain in this presentation. Okay, first, there is Yogyakarta. Yogyakarta have adventure tourism. For an example is Merapi Lapatur or Lapatur Merapi. Merapi Lapatur is currently a popular destination in Sleman. It is one of the adrenaline-pumping activities in Yogyakarta. Exploring the sea of sand left by the Merapi eruption, riding a Willys jeep is the main activity. Then visit the Museum of Merapi. There are many objects that are still preserved, even those that are fragile because of the lava. Second is cultural tourism. In Yogyakarta is Yogyakarta Palace or Kraton Yogyakarta. The palace building complex still functions as the residence of the Sultan and still carries out the Sultanate tradition to this day. Some of the complex is also designed as a museum that stores various collections belonging to the Sultan of the Yogyakarta Palace since ancient times. The museum collection includes gifts from past European kings, replicas of royal heirlooms, gamelan, and other musical instruments. This place is also known as the center of a living museum of Japanese culture in the special region of Yogyakarta and is a gate for the development of Japanese culture. Three is ecotourism. In Yogyakarta is Yogyakarta Modal River Park. Visitors can learn about the environment, guests can join the freshwater, can feel the cool air that has not been polluted, and all are invited to learn about nature and environment. For the people there, water is very sacred. Protecting water is the same as preserving life. That is what people who live 50 kilometers from the peak of Merapi believe in Sleman area, Yogyakarta. The beliefs of the resident of Panok, Girikerto, Turi, Sleman don't exist in wishful thinking. They put into action. Fourth is educational tourism. In Yogyakarta is Smart Garden Museum. This smart park provides various kinds of props, rides, and dioramas about several branches of science from around the world. This smart park is guaranteed to be really fun. Children will like it, not only children, adults also like it. The place is also comfortable. Here you will be able to try the whispering satellite dish, earthquake simulator, pantograph generator, and much more. Children can also be around interest in science and technology. And last is gap year tourism in Yogyakarta is Cape Tourist Village or Desa Tanjung. When arriving at Tanjung Village, tourists are allowed to stay for several days depending on package offered by the manager. While here we will be taught how to grow rice from cultivating the land with buffalo to planting rice seeds. The expanse of rice fields in Tanjung Priok is very wide and is well known as a producer of quality rice in Jogja. Okay, and next we will presentation about tourism in Bali. For Hapes, please.
Okay, thank you, Rere, for the opportunity. There is adventure tourism in Bali. They call it Trunyan. Trunyan is one of Bali's earliest inhabited places, and the lakeside village can evoke and wander through its unique rituals. The village is located on the eastern side of Lake Bachor. One of Trunyan's most interesting features is its burial rites. Deceased villagers are wrapped and brought by a boat easy, to a dedicated burial ground and laid out around a large old fragrant tree. There is believed to only grow here. The tree fragrance miraculously neutralize any odor from the decomposing bodies. It's truly unique and interesting, but a totally adventurous site to explore. The tour takes 8 hours from the Denpasar. Next, we have cultural tourism. There is a Tanah Lot. Tanah Lot means land in the sea, a perfectly fit name for its unique offshore settings. The silhouette of Pura Tanah Lot is one of the most popular iconic feature of Bali. Imagine the image of Balinese temple or Pura perched high on the rock, facing the wide open the ocean, with the crashing waves below and the dramatic colors of the sky as a background. Lit by the slowly disappearing sun, Tanah Lot is located in Tabanan, only about 30 kilometers away from Denpasar. Next, we have ecotourism. Ecotourism, there is a Kampung Crab Mangrove. Kampung Crab Mangrove is one of the ecotourism attraction in Bali, located in Jalan Bypass number 1, Tuban. Tourists will be invited to tour the mangrove forest, plant the mangrove tree, release crab seeds into the wild, and enjoy delicious culinary delight. One tourist destination can be the right choice to spend time with our family. Next, we have educational tourism. There is a house Alaya Canggu. If you want to learn to make your own jewelry the traditional way, you can visit House of Alaya Studio, which is located in Canggu, North Kuta, Bali. Visitors are free to choose the session according to their choice. Interestingly, you will get inspiration about beautiful jewelry models that are not widely circulated on the universal market. Okay, the last but not least, we have gap year tourism. There is the Gili Shark Conservation Project. Gili Shark Conservation Project is an award-winning conservation and data collection program and the first of its kind in the Gili Island in Indonesia. They want to make a real difference on the three Gili Island and its marine reserve. They work around all of the Gili Island. There is a Gili Air, Gili Meno, and Gili Trawangan. The goal of our shark research project is not just to raise awareness for shark or marine conservation, but also to assist the local community and helping the Gili to become a plastic-free paradise. I think that's all from me. Thank you, Rere. That's all yours.
Okay, thank you, Hafiz, for your explanation. Okay, next, please, Hafiz.
Okay, thank you, Rere, for the time. I will explain about tourism in Bandung. Bandung have adventure tourism, Sanghyang Helet. Sanghyang Helet is a small lake with turquoise water surrounded by large rocks. That said, this natural lake is a bathing place for angels who came down from heaven. The name Sanghyang Helet itself, if interpreted, has the meaning of a holy place visited by an angel who has a different time from humans. This can be seen from the word Sanghyang, which means something that is considered sacred, and Helet, which means the interval between two times. Of course, this might is controversial. Second, cultural tourism. Saung Angklung Ujo. Saung Angklung Ujo is a place for performance, a center for handicrafts from bamboo, and workshops for musical instruments from bamboo. And in addition, Saung Angklung Ujo has a goal as an educational laboratory and learning center to maintain Sundanese culture and especially angklung. Third, ecotourism, Dusun Bambu Lembang. Dusun Bambu Lembang is a recreational facility for families in the midst of beautiful scenery. Having an area of 15 hectares, this place is an ecotourism area that combines the harmony of traditional Sundanese culture in one area, not only in the form of recreational park. In Dusun Bambu Lembang, there are also lodgings with a romantic atmosphere. Visitors who want to spend the night with their family can rent a villa with several types available. Fourth, educational tourism. Jendela Alam Bandung. Jendela Alam Bandung provides an educational tourism facility that is very useful and full of knowledge. There are 5 types of natural window tourist attraction concept. The concept includes an educational window, a game window, a workshop window, an art window, and the charm of friends of nature. All these types of tourism concept provide several types of activities that are very positive and fun for children, so children can learn while playing. And it is not easy to feel bored with all the activities that exist in this window of nature. Fifth, gap year tourism. Kampung Pasir Ipis. Kampung Pasir Ipis is located in Jayagiri Village, Lembang District, West Bandung Regency, West Java. The village has a special spot that will spoil your eyes. Beautiful panorama, shady, and cool. Kampung Pasir Ipis have a tourist wana immortalized in bimbo songs, shady and towering pine trees suitable for camping, and there is a historic fortress. Okay, that's all from me. Rere, please.
Okay, thank you, Hafiz, for your explanation. Okay, next, please, Rizky.
Okay, thank you, Rere. Tourism in Malang. First, adventure tourism. We got Mountain Bromo. The first reason to go to Mountain Bromo is that Mountain Bromo is a very easy mountain to climb. In that sense, you don't need to train your physique to get there. Vacation to Mountain Bromo will be better if you bring a camera, because when you get to the top of the mountain, you will be presented with an interesting view. This view can make you feel fun and relax your mind. Second, cultural tourism. We got Palawijan Culture Village. The Palawijan Cultural Village is one of thematic village in Malang. There you will learn the Malang mass dance and the cultural values in there. The atmosphere is so unique, you will immediately feel when you arrive in this village. Starting from the gazebo, bamboo steel, to the homes of local residents, they are made in a traditional style to add to the feel of a typical village. Next, third, ecotourism Bunpring. This Bunpring Andaman ecotourism is exactly located in Sarangkerto village, Malang Regency, East Java. Ecotourism Bunpring Andaman is a place filled with various types of bamboo. Among them are apus bamboo, ketung bamboo, yellow bamboo, and many other types of bamboo that visitors usually take shelter in among the bamboo clumps, which make the air fresh and natural. Not only that, there is lake, which is the main icon of the Bunpring Andaman. Fourth, we got educational tourism. Museum Angkut. Museum Angkut is a transportation historical center and modern tourist attraction situated in Batu City, East Java, around 20 km from Malang City. Inside there are roughly 300 assortment of transportation equipment that are sold. Consequently, guests who like the kind of classic cars should try setting aside time to come here. Last, we got Gap Year Tourism, Kungkuk Tourism Village. Located in the western part of Punten Village and flanked by Mountain Penderman and Mountain Arjuna in the north, Kungkuk tourism is also very suitable for fans of outbound camping, flying fox, mountain sport, mountain bikes, and others. We can enjoy fresh orange, guava, and apple that can be picked straight from the tree. Interestingly, visitors don't just enjoy the scenery and agricultural products. Several cultural customs and characteristics of Punten village, such as Santa dance attraction, laughing horses, and balls, are ready to entertain visiting tourists. That's from me.
Okay, thank you, Rizky, for your information. Okay, next, please, Rahma.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I will explain about tourism in Bogor. The first, adventure tourism in Bogor is Cisadane River. The Cisadane River is a popular location for whitewater rafting in Bogor. The river has levels 2 to 4 for rafting, with quite challenging trails, lots of trails and rock formations, but still suitable for children over 11 years old. One of the most challenging points on this trail is a 3-meter deep vertical wall. The second, cultural tourism in Bogor is Museum Peta, located in a building that is not much different from the Bogor Palace. It contains various dioramas of stories about the defenders of the fatherland. On the front page, there are 2 monuments of the main characters who played a big role in the formation of the Indonesian National Army from the past. The 2 names are Jenderal Sudirman and Supriyadi. Inside the museum, there are also many monuments related to the formation of the military system in Indonesia. Next. Third, ecotourism. Ecotourism in Bogor is Situ Gede. This lake has an area of 6 hectare and has a water depth of up to 6 meters. In the lake, there is a small island in the middle, and there is also the tomb of Eyang Prabu Dilaya, who is a legendary ruling figure for the Tasikmalaya community. Lake Situ Gede has cool air because of its location on the edge of the Darmaga Forest, which is a research forest managed by the Forestry Research and Development Agency belonging to the Ministry of Forestry. Fourth, educational tourism in Bogor is Horta Village. Horta Village is an educational and creative tourist spot for children. This place is located in Ciamas. Uniquely, this place is in the middle of community house. This village is specially made for educational activities for children. Children can participate in the program of making horta dolls, making grass jelly, planting rice, playing with mud, and other fun activities. And last, gap year tourism in Bogor is Malasari Village. The sensation of the tourist village of Malasari is very pleasant, especially for nature lovers who like adventure and conservation education. Many attractions that can be enjoyed include rice field, dozens of waterfalls, and the Halimun Forest, which is still beautiful so that many rare animals live. This tourist attraction is also equipped with a camping ground and homestay, which is located right on the slopes of Mount Halimun. On the edge, there is a river whose water is still clear and refreshing, so it is suitable for families who like the outdoors, but are still friendly or safe for children. And I think that's all.
Okay, Rahma, thank you for your information. That's all for us. Sorry if there are many mistakes. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.